I don't know if you can relate to this, but when I was younger, I had dreams of a big life, basically. Being super successful, being wealthy, having an awesome life. And as life went on, as I grew up, as I became older and society had its wicked way with me, I kind of things happened and my life kind of happened to me. And I found myself in a situation that my younger, more optimistic, more ambitious, more zestful self didn't have in mind. I was living a life that I didn't really want. And I think that happens to near enough all of us. We have these great desires in life. We want to achieve great things, and then life happens to us and things get in the way and we don't achieve what our younger selves wanted our life to achieve. And maybe that's just me, I'm not sure. I'm sure it is the same for most ambitious, entrepreneurial, optimistic people, is they had something, some great desire that they wanted to achieve, and it didn't really work out that way. And for me, I went to university because I didn't really know what else to do. All my mates were going, and I thought it would be just 3 years of partying and fun. And it was 2 years of partying and fun until I realized that, what the hell am I doing here? My lecturers have never, I studied business, my lecturers have never ran or owned a business. They'd never actually done the things that they're teaching. I spent far too much time partying, going out at night, and I thought, I'm just wasting my time, wasting my life, wasting my money being here. So I am a self-proclaimed dropout. And then again, society's pressures kick in and I needed to get a job. I needed to do something. And so I found a job, and that's when the rat race, so to speak, had me, trapped me. And maybe you can relate in some way that somehow something happened and you got trapped, and now 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years later, you're still trapped. And I was trapped for 6 years, and I've been free. I've escaped the rat race about 5 years ago now. And I want to share some insights, some lessons that I learned when escaping, so that you can learn from my mistakes, basically. Learn from my mistakes and basically make that own journey yourself. So you're not a slave to somebody else's dreams. You're not a cog in a machine that makes your boss's, the business owner's dream come true, but you make your own dreams come true. Because at the moment, if you're working for somebody else, you're basically aiding somebody else's dream and not your own. And nobody should go through life doing that. I think the biggest misconception when starting your own business is that you need to come up with some big, grandiose, fancy, amazing idea. And that's like the exact opposite of what you need to do. And the reason being is, if you come up with an amazing idea and you quit your job and you go all in on this amazing idea, well, the idea is brand new. You don't know if it's going to work. You don't know if it isn't going to work. It's never been tested before. So risk is extremely high. So don't wait to think of an amazing idea. Just start a tried and tested and proven business that you know works. And you know it works because there's healthy levels of competition. When competition exists in a market, it means that there is demand. When there is demand, it means that you can take a slice of that pie and you can make it your own. So don't wait for this brilliant idea to just magically appear in the middle of the night or when you're in the shower. Look at things that are already being done, and how can you do it a little bit different? How can you do it a little bit better? And how can you just do it the same? Because if people are being successful in this market, then why can't you take a slither of that success? Another thing is that you got to go all in. You got to do this. You got to, like, if you're going to do it, do it. And I think that's a terrible idea. You can start your business after hours, after your 9 to 5. That's what I did. I used to come home every evening. I would print out 20 letters a night. I would hand write on the envelope, address the envelope in a handwritten. I would put a magnifying glass inside an envelope. I would take them to the post office in the morning before work, and I would ship them out to potential clients. And the letter was all about, like, do you need help finding your next client? And I was running a marketing agency. The reason I chose a marketing agency is because I saw other people succeeding in that space. And I thought to myself, I've got some experience from my 9 to 5. I can take that experience and it can transfer into my business. And that's another lesson, is like, do you have any transferable skills? And then I used to send those letters out, and I was sending letters out and I was taking calls with potential clients after hours. And that's how I grew my business, is I would do all the hard work from 5 till 9, and then I would do my day job from 9 till 5. And slowly, I got to a point where it made more sense for me to focus all of my time, my energy, my effort on my own business as opposed to my 9 to 5. I wasn't necessarily making the same amount of money when I made that switch, but I knew that price per hour that I was earning I was earning more money on my own business. I just wasn't putting in all the hours I could. I thought to myself, if I double the amount of effort that I put in, I should theoretically get twice as much out. And so I quit my day job, and that's exactly what happened. But I wouldn't recommend that you do that from day one. And looking back with the beauty of hindsight, one thing that I didn't realize the importance of when I was doing it is I was solving a big problem for my clients. I was helping them with getting more customers, getting more clients. And when you solve a big problem, because every business owner needs that, they all need new customers, new clients. When you solve that problem, it's quite easy to get clients because everybody needs the solution. So I was solving a very big problem, and it was also very common. And that's something that if I was starting again, I would look to do, is I would look for big problems, I would look for common problems, and I would think, what can I do on the side that helps business owners solve big and common problems? And I would focus on business owners as opposed to consumers. Reason being, business owners are a lot more likely to invest in things to solve problems because they have, generally speaking, they have money to invest, or they have more money than the average consumer. So it's easier to get a business to part ways with their money than it is a consumer. So if you are thinking about starting and you're looking at what to do, in my personal opinion, I would look at starting with trying to attract business owners. So one other thing that I definitely learned along the way when it comes to starting and growing a business, and I've now 5 years down the line grown 2 businesses to the 7-figure mark. Another lesson throughout that is to get help. There's people that have, and you don't need to pay for the help. This isn't me plugging my services, and there's help like this YouTube video. There's free help everywhere, but make sure that you get help, because there's people out there that have done what you're trying to do. There's people that have walked the walk, and they can show you the way. They can save years of pain. And I have some clients at the moment that are starting their business, and I just know that they're going to get to where I'm at so much quicker because I'm telling them what to do and what to avoid. And it's just so valuable when there's somebody that's been there and done it that can say, hey, don't go over there, don't go and look at that shiny object, stay here, focus on these 3 things. It just makes life so much easier. So whenever you're starting something, seek out people that have done it before, and it makes that risk, and I say that with inverted commas, because I think the biggest risk that you have in life is not taking risks, staying in that 9 to 5 and living life in a cubicle and spending your one life too scared to do anything. I always ask myself this question: if I'm lying on my deathbed and I'm looking back at my life, would I regret not doing something? I always look at the lens of like my future self dying. Should I do this? Should I go on that trip? Should I take this risk? Should I do this? Should I do that? I'm always looking at it through that lens. And I think when you look at it through that lens, it adds a bit more clarity. So instead of thinking, oh, it's too risky to start a business, it's too risky to escape the 9 to 5 and change my life, it's too risky not to. It's too sad not to. You've got to make life happen for you, because it won't happen. Otherwise, it will just happen to you and you will just be a passenger. And so that's my journey about escaping the 9 to 5. And I can't now fathom life any other way. If I had to wear a certain clothes every day, turn up to a certain place at a certain time every day, to me now is completely alien. To most people, it is normal. But let's face it, who wants to be normal? So I hope you've got value from this video. If you want to find out how we help people past these videos, then first link in the description, you can take a look at that. It's a video of me trying to sell you something. Whether you click it or not does not bother me, but I hope you got value from this video. If you liked it, there's a button to press for that. If you want more videos like this, consider hitting that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next one.